Welcome back to school, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are discussing something very key, which some people are actually neglecting, and that is simply first impression. Yes, you heard me right. Your first impression. You hear people say your first impression matters, so ensure you make it count. Your first impression matters, ensure you make it count. Your first impression matters, ensure you make it count. They're actually right. They're actually right. It does matter. Because how you dress is how people will address you. And not only that, here's the thing. These days, the world has evolved, so I don't have to meet you to meet you. I don't have to see you physically for me to meet you. I can meet you online, on WhatsApp. I can meet you online on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. And that will give me a perception of who you are. That is your first impression. So I now have a first impression of you before I get to meet you physically. So even the meeting you physically is now actually the second impression. Crazy, right? But this is the more reason why we have to be very careful. I understand that the three categories of people listening to me are people that are about to go into school, people in school, or people outside school. You have to ensure that your social media is on point. I hope I'm making sense. A lady lost her job because on her Instagram, they were revealing shots on her Instagram. But when she came in for the interview, she was looking all on point. And, on Instagram, she was smoking, twerking, doing a whole lot of crazy things. Now, for the job she wanted, they can't work with such a person. So do you think it was people from her mother's side or her father's side that, cajoled together to orchestrate what happened to her? Not at all. It is of her own doing. Why am I saying this? See, every single person listening to me, you have to go back to your social media, because people are searching, people are trying to be sure that you are who you say you are. And I assure you, before people meet you physically, they are trying to find a way to see how they can meet you virtually. For some people, they are comfortable at that environment, and that is where they reveal their true color. So what they are doing now is trying to fake it. For a fact, the first impression thing is very, very real. Okay, it's very, very real. You have to be prepped at all angles. Physically, socially. Physically, socially. First impression truly, truly matters. Forget what people are saying, and they are saying it is not by what you are seeing, it is by the content I have. Anybody that says that does not have content. Anybody that tells you that it is not about what is outside, check out what I have inside. That person doesn't have anything inside. I am not hyping, all right? I am not hyping. I'm stating facts, because if what you have inside, if the pure understanding that first impression matters, you ensure that you are always intentional. You would ensure. I can do this video without a shirt on now. Come on now. I can do this video without a shirt on. Come on. Or do you think it's by mistake we have the synergist and everything on the shirt? No, every single thing is intentional. It's intentional. If not, we will have so many people that are significant in the society just putting on boxers and singlet and taking a walk and telling you, don't worry about it, you already know me, I'm a multi-billionaire. No, but you see them, they are still packaged as if they are trying to impress you. No, they are not. It is just that mindset of always being intentional. Because guess what? You don't know who the next guy is close to you. And it might be that at that point in time you have an encounter with that person. That is the only chance you have to prove yourself or to deliver value. And if you miss that chance, nobody can help you. Just nobody. So what am I saying? Ensure your first impression is on point. First impression. But can I give you a little secret that wasn't mentioned? We have the second impression. Now, what the second impression does is it solidifies your first impression. That is what the second impression does. It solidifies it, makes it strong. They will never forget you. They will never. See, if you do this, it is impossible now. Come on. It is impossible. See, you will be in the heart of that person for life. For life. And what is that? It is by what you utter, your words, your words, your words, your words. Imagine you meet a man looking smart and forward thinking, putting on his casuals, looking all sharp. And then you have a conversation with that man, and what he's stressing is that every single person in Lagos, every single lady in Lagos is a prostitute. That is what he's echoing. That is what he keeps echoing, keeps echoing, keeps echoing. Now that will stick in my mind, and I will be careful the kind of conversation I have with that person. Or imagine you're looking sharp as a lady, and then we have a conversation, and I'm like, wow, this person is actually on point. And that is my perception of her, the first impression. Now the second impression, she opens her mouth to speak, and what she's saying is pure rubbish. What she has as a leverage of a valuable conversation is what is happening on Instagram, what is happening on Linda Ikeji blog. She doesn't really have content. Now, in as much as we'll laugh, and I'll try not to make her feel bad, but her conversations are not holding water. I hope I'm making sense. They're not truly holding water. So there would be a challenge, because even though she looked like a CEO, she looked like somebody that is smart and forward thinking, as she opened her mouth to speak, she lost the ability to be smart, to be forward thinking, to have the features of a CEO. Boom. So the second impression has the ability to tarnish the first impression. Yes, he's putting on suit. Yes, his shoes are on point. Yes, his wristwatch is also on point. But come on now, have you heard him speak? And they're like, I think you should shut up. I think you should just shut up. Let us admire your look. That shouldn't be the case. So how do you develop yourself? You read. How do you get access to this information? Every single thing is online. Can I enroll you in a university? In a free university that you don't even have to pay for? That university is called the YouTube University of the World. www.youtube.com. Once you are there, just search for anything. You learn. So that once we give you a thumbs up, a kudos for your first impression, the second impression comes in to solidify it. There are certain topics that you will never hear me speak about, okay? But if we open that chapter, you would think I'm a pro at it, but I'm not a pro at it. I just happen to know a thing or two, and then I develop those information. Why? Because I don't know who might be listening. I don't know who I might meet up the next day. And I want to be sure I do not disappoint. It is wrong, because at every single encounter you have with people, you have a chance to give them your best. Never be average. Always give your best. Okay? So first impression is key, and second impression is the master of it all. First impression is key. It's like if we have a door, with first impression you open the door. Okay? Like first impression gives you room to open the door. Second impression gives you room to stay inside once you're in. If you don't get second impression right, they will just give you an elbow. You're out of that place forever. First impression has given some people access to places that their resources alone cannot give them. Just their first impression alone. Now, what spoiled everything was their second impression. So the person got access to the second impression, and there's no content here, and they lost everything within 24 hours. I don't want to start calling names, all right, but I just want you to get a hang of the first impression and the second impression. First, second, second. Like, these are brothers in arms, so they can't do without each other. What am I saying, ladies and gentlemen? Ensure your first impression is on point. Ensure your second impression is also built on. The joy is you are building both of them every single day. But understand that, as I will always say, as Les Brown will always say, if you do what is easy, life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, life will be easy. Now, if you've gotten value so far, go to the comment section. Value, no value, let me know in the comment section. If you have questions, still let me know in the comment section. Mr. Xavier Emmanuel, the synergist. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in our next class. So glad to have you here. Bye for now.